All right. Well, I am here. Hello, YouTube. I am here with a very charming man named Whoop, and he is in PPK. And I think you guys have seen some videos. We've had a C5 event going on, and they are the challenge champions in C5. So I am introducing you to a new 45, right? Did you newly get the 45 recently, or did you have
Last week.
last week? So that is brand spanking new. Okay, so congratulations to that, and we will just like jump into this. So, is there anything that you want to say right now, just to like get things started?
No, I mean I'm humbled that you thought to interview me. That's cool.
Okay, awesome. All right, so the question that I ask everybody in these interviews is, how did you choose your game name?
So previous to Evony, I played Last Shelter Survival for many a year, and I was in a Korean alliance. And the in-game translators, I think this is universal with all games, are terrible for Asian languages, particularly Korean. Like it just the translation is awful, awful, awful. So I think I chose like Bork because it's the noise the Swedish chef makes as like my original name, and then I noticed that other non-real words they really struggled with. Like, and so then I came up with Whoop, just the sound of like whoop whoop, and watching them, especially in like voice chat, deal with that and the translator deal with it. It was entertaining for me to watch just like I was struggling to read their Korean and they were struggling to understand my nonsense. Uh, and so it just kind of stuck from that game.
Awesome, awesome. And I always love Korean alliances, and I love when they laugh because it looks like backward forks. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
I
they,
do.
yeah, I love it. It's so fun. So, anyways, how did it feel to get to 45? And can you take us through that process? Because most of us in Evony will never get to that point, right? So I think it's cool to hear from somebody that's actually going through it, what that process is, and then what made you kind of keep going for that. So it's like a double question.
Yeah, so it's actually a weird answer, I suppose. I did not want to go 45.
Oh,
The team did. The team wanted me to go 45. The reason they wanted that is because we're a rallying team and uh, they wanted me to have the largest possible rally cap because that was kind of our special sauce in the last season of Challenge was being able to send 80 million or so rallies, which was kind of new for C5 at the time. And now they wanted I set the goal I want to toss 100. Um, and to do that we would need 45 and uh, so the team was kind of like, hey, we need to band together and kind of throw everything because we have a lot of friends and family that we kind of distribute around to help with lateral growth. They kind of redirected it all at me for like 3 months. It took a long time.
wow.
And I did not want to do that. I felt like for the amount of RSS that it took to actually crack 45, I could have taken the whole alliance to 44. I really feel like that's true.
Oh, wow.
So, is it going to be worth it? We will find out in a few weeks here. Um, but yeah, I'm kind of like a begrudging 45.
I really like that approach, and I think that's something that I would actually advocate for too, because really what it comes down to is the leader's rally hall, like you said. So not only that, but if you're the one supporting the buffs too, right? I really think that the best leader, the biggest spender, I think it is important for that player to have that in order to compete in challenge. I mean, that would be one of the things. But then, of course, like you don't want to be pushing somebody to 45 if you don't have the people to fill that rally hall, right? So, but what I've seen is in PPK, you guys have the people to fill it. So that is, that's like a two-part thing that I think is important. So that's great. That's awesome. So you were the chosen one.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good. Um, you know what's interesting is unfortunately the audio didn't get captured in our BOG, which sucks because I thought that you guys all had such great things to contribute about your team. Um, but one thing that I thought was really kind of funny is you said that you don't yell at people to join your rallies faster, which is something that I think, as you know, everybody that's experienced being a rally leader is really difficult to not get people to join faster. So, what are your methods to inspire better gameplay from players, like to get faster in rallies and stuff like that?
That's probably a more complex and large answer than we would have time for today. I'm going to guess. I mean, I have all the time in the world, but uh, so, so Evony in general is a momentum game. Like winners win. It rewards, like when you come in first, you get better rewards, and usually the strongest players get the best rewards, and they get stronger. And so, kind of at uh, the top actually grows faster than the middle because they get better rewards. And um, that winners win mentality and momentum is just true throughout this game. And we've been winning a lot. I mean, like we're not like like famous or anything. We're not beating some like we would never beat like an RSP or Vic or net. Like we're not on that level, but for our tier, we have been very successful and winning binds a team together. Like it's a lot more fun to win than it is to lose. And so we've been fortunate, and we want to keep that momentum going. And so that kind of like winning feels good. Let's win some more. What do we need to do to win? And that's get smarter, develop and so that kind of gives us a really good platform to be relaxed. When you lose an important battle, some people will start finger pointing and be like, "Well, we lost because your stupid butt got zeroed, then you full healed and got zeroed again, and that's why we lost." And then that person feels bad, and it's like, but when you're winning, it's like, "Hey, you played like a goofball today. We won anyways. Keep going, goofball." Like that just it makes it more fun uh, atmosphere, and so that fun creates the engagement, and so it's kind of a self-reinforcing cycle, I guess. And we don't take the game seriously. Like it's a hobby. We want to do well. And so we take that serious, but we're not out there yelling at each other like, hey, shut up. You're talking too much. Like, it's more like we're cracking jokes and we're playing relaxed. And so, uh, that kind of atmosphere, I think, creates its own engagement. And I'm really on a team with some wonderful people. I mean, I like just down the line,
I agree.
really great people that sometimes you can have, especially like heavy coiners or something like that, also can have like a chip on their shoulder, and like I'm mad. Everyone needs to be sad or like feel bad because I'm mad. Like we don't have any of that. We're just kind of goofing around, um, and I think that helps. Um, and you can tell. Now, like I said, we're C5 natives. None of us come from older servers, but you can tell which one of us are like gamers or have played online games before because there's kind of like they take to it faster. Like they just get the mechanics faster, they get the
Right.
techniques faster, they're much faster on clicking. Like you can tell. And then we have a fair amount of people that I don't think are seasoned online phone gamers, and uh, but watching them develop, like it's not like they're not good and they're just not getting better. It's like some people came in and they weren't good and they're getting better, and it's really awesome to like. It's more fun for them. It's fun to like uh, help guide them, and then watch it successfully work. It's cool.
That is a great answer. And I think you're absolutely right when it comes to, like the finger pointing. I think the engagement, the positive reinforcement makes people want to try harder or play harder or get better. So I think that's a great approach. But I am curious, if you guys like lose or there's like a losing streak or whatnot, how would you approach that? because it sounds like you haven't really experienced that much. So what what would you guys do?
Oh no, we have definitely experienced it. Like we
Okay.
like we get our butts whipped sometimes. Like we get pulled into some, we're just outclassed, outmatched. But one thing that we do that I think is I find it fun. Like I'm not a social player. Like if, for the first year I played this game, I didn't even know there were discords about Evony. I was like, what? People actually get together and chat about this stuff? That's crazy. But uh, when we lose, it's like, why? Hey, let's do an analysis. Why did we lose this one so badly? And if it was they are just straight up better than us, then it's like, okay, and then we dissect it. Like, what did they do that we like better than us, or what did they do something that we've never seen before? How when you lose, what did the people that beat you do to beat you? And then you try to like, oh wow, what a great move. We should start doing that. We never thought of that. Do like rallying a portal. I don't know what a good example of that is, but usually you lose because the other team does something that you hadn't thought of before.
Right.
If it's a blowout, like they really brought something to town and you were not prepared. Um, and that lack of that was kind of like our early battlefields where it was like when we first started going in, we didn't even think to hive together for rallying. We just thought everyone gets a portal, and then we were just taking portals. Like we had no idea what we were doing. And then as we faced teams and they beat us, it was like, wow, they did this. We should do that too. And then eventually you kind of build out a catalog of what winning teams do, and then do it also.
Absolutely. That's great. And when you guys are kind of preparing now for the challenge, are you like looking at your competition? Who do you think is the competition? How do you guys line up all of that kind of stuff?
So I think this is the most entertaining thing about C5. There are probably 30 teams that could win.
Yeah.
They're all ranked right now in the top 50 that I think could win. But honestly, there's a ton of really good teams that could take the whole thing. I would have no way to predict who's going to make finals. No way.
Mm.
It's way too competitive. I could prattle off like 30 alliances from like the top 50 that I think could win it. But yeah, there's not one team that I'm like, they are definitely going to win. I am afraid to face that team. Like I think we can hang with anybody.
Wow.
Um, you know, as last season's winners, like that's probably what people are thinking of us. Like you got to beat the champ, and so that's cool. We're not like, oh yeah, we're the best, and we're just super dominant. Like what is it, like WDF and C4, which I think is a great team. But like, don't they win it like every
Yeah.
season, pretty
Yeah.
much? C5 is not that. C5 is not anything like that. So we're not taking anything lightly. It's you got to take your competition seriously.
I think that when you do have that competition, it makes it really exciting. If you have 2 million gems to spend, because there's a lot of people that, that's a lot of gems for them and they don't really know what to use it all on. Where do you think it's best used?
So I burn gems constantly, but that's like I'm just doing random stuff that I wouldn't recommend. It would depend on your level of development. Like things that I think are good uses of stockpiled gems, refining well, particularly Civ gear. If you've got any, like make it good, and then you don't ever have to come back to it once you've refined it. Uh, I think the one that's brutal for gems is Dragon Talents. Your Colchian level up. I saw that you burn gems like crazy. I mean, if you want to burn gems, that's so like if you happen to back into an All-Star Dragon, they're level 3 talent more than anything is really worthwhile to max out. Um, if you're struggling on Monarch level, I think it requires a little bit of coordination, but I think spending gems, doing tributes so that you can unlock all of the subsidy slots and improve your Monarch level as high as possible.
Hmm.
with some planning. Uh, you know, if you're close to getting up into like the Archduke or whatever the next tier is to do that, that would be worthwhile pursuing. So I did do. I don't switch Monarch gear in battle. I just set it to Ares and leave it alone. Like I'm not good enough to switch on the fly. Uh, and I bought like I don't know Ares gear 9 or 10 or whatever it was. It was like 2 million gems or something like that. Oh man, that was nothing but regret for me.
Really?
Because yeah, when you back up and look, it's like I got 6% more attack for 2 million gems. That's the worst ROI in the game.
Okay.
Like so like getting it to like level 7, that's probably like 150,000 gems. But like to keep pushing beyond like 7 or 8, I mean the return on what you get for the gems that it took to get there gets really small.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I just think with the construction ones though, like
Oh yeah.
you're saving the speed ups, right, for the actual upgrades. But I yeah, the level of going up for the PvP boost definitely doesn't seem like a good return. So,
Yeah, I mean, like definitely if you're working with low Monarch gear, getting it to respectable, totally worthwhile. Your
yeah.
research speed, your construction speed, absolutely.
You also make a very good point because when you're in the throes of the battle, because I never switch my gear either. I always stick it to the areas and that's it. So,
Yeah, if you can do it, that's awesome. Like that, nice job. But like, I'm not that good. Like, I can't do it.
I guess for SVS, maybe if you have like a really good SVS target, and you know that you're gonna be able to do that. I don't know. But yeah, definitely in battlefields, it's way too fast paced.
Yeah, if you're going for the, hey, y'all, we're gonna make one shot and it's gonna be the greatest shot we've ever taken, then okay, you switch it to for one. But like if it's in a main event and you're taking portals and filling like getting rallies going and finding targets, like
Yep.
it's probably wasteful to spend time switching about.
Yep. That's why it's funny how people are like, "Oh, you can switch the blazons." It's like nobody's switching blazons. Like, you know. Um,
Yeah.
okay. So I have a good question for you. So what makes an alliance great? Because I know you're in a great alliance, and what qualities do you look for when you're recruiting people?
What makes an alliance great? Good leadership. And by good leadership, I mean there's uh, which we have. It's just stability, and part of that is you can build a structure or a system about it, but it really is just having the right people calling the shots. And we have Rev, and Rev is fantastic. It was actually so when I stopped playing Last Shelter Survival, and I was an R5 in that for years, and I just swore I would never be in a leadership position again because it was just drama and burnout. Um, and then when I started playing Evony, I came with Hella, who's fantastic, known her a long time, and she was here. And when I first started playing on 11.19, I was actually late to the game. Like the rest of the team had been playing for like 6 months, and I was just like a brand new keep, and I'm like, "Hi, how do you play? These mechanics are weird." And so I joined Hella's alliance, and there were two main PvP alliances, and then eventually I was like, "Hey, we should all merge." And then everyone was like, "Yeah, we should definitely merge." And we had Hella and Rev were the co R5s because they were the two R5s of the two alliances, and um, kind of working through that. I don't trust you people, and it's once you get past that and you start playing as a team and winning, and it's like yeah, all that stuff should hopefully melt away, and just stable, predictable. You know that like there's I don't know. They have to be a good person, not selfish, not like hateful, not loving, drama seeking. These make good leaders. Like just calm, rational, almost robotic, caring yet robotic. Like the more that they can remove emotion, I think from their decision making, the more you can trust them to just do the right thing for the team, which is ultimately what matters. It isn't you, it's the team. if you're, and a selfish way to think about it is, okay, I have coined a lot into my keep. What's the one way that my Evony experience could be ruined? I could be kicked out of this team, like banished because I'm a jerk. And now I'm all by myself and it's just not that fun for me anymore. Like, that's a selfish way to think about why you should invest in the team, do right by the team, because that's what makes it fun. Being an island whale, good luck with that. I mean, I just can't imagine they are enjoying the game the same way that team players are enjoying the game. I just can't imagine that that's true. So you you have to not just think about yourself, but think about the team as kind of something that protects what you have done for yourself, because you are the team. You are a part of that team, and you want it to survive and thrive.
All great
I
points.
don't.
And then what I really love is the part where you say people, their moods shift, right? Their moods shift on whatever happens outside of the game, right? And they bring it into the game. And all of a sudden, like, nobody knows what's going on. And I just think that the stability, just having that is so important. So I think those are all great points.
I think that that's accurate. We really haven't had all that much turnover. Um, and sometimes, like, if a core player is like, "Hey, I have to leave the game, real life, blah blah blah." Um, we've had other team members just buy the keep to kind of keep it as a placeholder for them to see if they can come back, and then if they can't, then they try to promote it or whatever. But they typically go pretty fast. But the one, it's not something I think we necessarily advertise. We try to interview before somebody like closes the deal. The one thing, I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but that I care about is, do you have, like, are you going to come into PPK and this is your main focus, or do you have 12 keeps and 12 different alliances and you kind of like dabble on all of them and don't give any of them attention?
Right.
Um, that's not ideal. That's basically just taking a keep and idling it, which isn't what we would want to do.
Exactly.
Um, and from a recruiting, I feel very strongly about this. Rez is the player I want to recruit the most. I really enjoy Rez. He is great.
Well, join the club. I
He's
think there's
impossible.
there's a lot of people that want him.
No, he's impossible. But just so it is known, I want Rez.
Okay. Well, we will make sure we have this in the video and I'll make a res emoji or whatever. Um but yeah, Rez is awesome and he's a great player and he's just a great person in the community. And I think you touched upon a point about like just a person being a good person. Like it doesn't really matter if there's like misconceptions or there's miscommunications. Usually when you recruit a good person or somebody that's more good than bad, you can figure it out, right? So I think that's important too, is just surrounding yourself with good people. Um, and then, so we're coming to a close, but I actually would love to know, is there anything you would like people to know about you? Is there anything that you would like to say?
Uh, I'm pretty boring, actually. Ebony's a fun hobby. I enjoyed most until I think this last All Stars. I don't think anybody knew who I was or what team I was on. It was, or like Chalans, I think. That was it. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm not a streaming person, and because I don't know how to do technologies, and uh, so I like kind of the low key fanfare, just dropping a peacock in C5, saying hi to Anya that way. It's great.
And Anya is amazing as well. I feel like we're so
Yeah,
fortunate to have her in the C5 community and promoting as she does. Like we're very, very fortunate. So that's awesome.
100%. She is great.
All right. So this is the last one is I'm gonna ask you to sing for us because you're an amazing singer. Just putting that out there. You know what I love about PPK is that you guys like musicals. Well, you like musicals. So I think that's amazing because I don't ever really come across that very often. So, yeah. Well,
This is called stage fright.
what's
I
your
am
favorite?
overcome with it right now. Oh my God. No, I'm gonna have to tease you with this. I'm gonna have to tease you with this. The next time you fill in PPK, if ever, I will sing for you. Oh
You
God.
well, you sang
We'll
Baby
we
Shark.
yeah, yeah, that that was part of the audio check. It was in my head the whole time. I'm trying to have that conversation. I'm just like in the back of my head. It was awful.
It's okay if you have stage fright. I understand. I actually,
Uh,
I actually have stage fright as well. When I karaoke, I can karaoke, but I'm drinking usually. But when I used to like, sing and stuff, I would get stage fright really badly. So,
yeah, I'll admit, sober singing and not in the car or shower is kind of weird.
oh my gosh. All right. Well, it's okay. I'll get you singing one day. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm just gonna have to send you like audio clips. Like, how about this? Try splicing this in. Edit, please.
But I would love to fill for you guys another time, when challenge is over and whatever. I mean, I would love to fill for you guys. And you know what? I would love to fill when Rez is filling because I really enjoy playing with him as well. He actually played on Uno when I filled over there, and he was just like a
Yeah.
really good player. So, yeah. You should try your hardest to get him. But
Uh, I don't know what else to do. I've said I love you so many different ways.
he's playing hard to get. So. Well, it's nice to be loved and wanted, so that's a good thing. So,
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, there aren't many players like him. We're genuinely good, dude.
yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
well, I will say that in the emoji den, there's actually some really amazing players in there, and we have like a filler list there with, really good people. So, I think that there are good people in Evony. It's just, you just have to be
I mean,
careful.
you do realize, right? Like yours is where all the civil people go. The emoji den that's where the civil people go. Like legitimately good people go there, and then they're also in the C5 Discord.
Yep.
But there's also a lot of wackadoos there, and Anya has to swat them all.
So Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I appreciate your time and I will try to, do this interview justice. I know I haven't had one in a while, but thank you for being like, willing to do this and yeah, go Peacocks.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of press lately for a team that doesn't like uh, do press. It's been cool.
I'm glad. I'm
Oh,
glad.
appreciate it. Thanks again for giving me the time. That was awesome.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.